Have you ever waited by the phone, hoping for just one call, one message from your children? But all you hear is silence. The world keeps moving, and you feel like you're being left behind. The days pass, and you're still here, waiting. But it's like no one remembers. No one sees you. You start to wonder, how did it come to this? It's as though you've become invisible, unnoticed, forgotten. You spent years caring for them, raising them, teaching them, and loving them. And now, when you need them, they're not here. Is this how life is supposed to be? Is this what it all comes down to? The people you once gave everything to, now turning their backs? You can't help but feel like you don't matter anymore. But I'm here to tell you something. It doesn't have to be this way. There's hope, and it's in your hands. As we grow older, something starts to change. The phone calls from our children become less frequent. The visits aren't as regular. And then, one day, you look around and you realize that the love you once felt seems to be fading, like it's just a memory. You start wondering where everything went wrong. But in these moments of silence, these moments of loneliness, we're not powerless. There's a way to turn things around. And you don't need to beg for attention. You don't need to get angry or frustrated. There's a way to handle this with strength, dignity, and respect. What I'm about to share with you can transform how your children see you. You can rebuild that connection. You can restore the respect you deserve. And the best part? You won't have to lower yourself. You won't have to chase them. You just have to follow these steps, and the respect will follow. Let's take this journey together. There's no denying it. When you feel ignored by your children, it hurts. It feels as though your worth has been reduced to just a name on a family tree, something distant, something irrelevant. You might find yourself wondering, am I no longer important to them? But here's the thing, it's not really about you. The truth is this distance you feel, this silence, is often just a reflection of their busyness. They get caught up in their lives, in their own struggles and responsibilities. And while you sit there feeling alone, they might not even realize what's happening. The world has a way of moving fast, and sometimes they forget to slow down enough to appreciate you. It's not an intentional neglect. They're not trying to hurt you. But here's the most important part to understand. This feeling of being invisible is not permanent. It doesn't have to be the way it stays. The distance between you and your children can change. And it starts with understanding why this has happened in the first place. It's not about what you've done wrong. It's about what's been happening around you. The love is still there. It just needs to be rekindled. And you have the power to make that happen. Step 1. Don't react in anger. When the silence becomes unbearable, the natural reaction is to feel hurt. And when we feel hurt, our first instinct is to react. We want to confront them. We want to shout, to ask why they've been ignoring us, why they don't call or visit anymore. But if we give in to that anger, it can make everything worse. When we lash out, we don't win respect. We drive them further away. We push them into a corner, and we risk creating even more distance. The first step in rebuilding the respect you deserve is to take a pause. When your emotions are running high, don't act on them right away. Take a deep breath. Step back and reflect. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What is really going on here? Sometimes, just that moment of reflection can give you the clarity you need to see things differently. When you can slow down and gain perspective, you're already on the path to regaining control. Instead of letting frustration rule you, try to regain your peace. Don't react immediately. Think through how you want to respond. Respond with calm. Respond with dignity. When you respond with clarity and poise, your children will see that strength. And that can make all the difference. It's not about what they do. It's about how you choose to handle the situation. When you show that you can stay grounded, no matter how hard it gets, they'll start respecting you more. They'll see you as someone who is wise, someone who can handle life's challenges without losing composure. And remember, your value doesn't depend on how often they call or visit. Your value comes from within. When you hold on to that truth, it changes everything. You stop waiting for their validation. You become the person you were always meant to be, strong, independent, and dignified. This shift in mindset will make all the difference in how they view you and how you view yourself. Step 2. Rebuild your life. For so long, we wait. We wait for the phone call. We wait for the visit. We wait for them to remember that we are still here, that we are still important. But what if the key to feeling valued doesn't come from waiting for someone else to fill the void in our lives? What if it comes from filling that void ourselves? The truth is, when you stop waiting for your children to fill the space in your life, something remarkable happens. You begin to fill it yourself. You start reconnecting with the things that used to make you feel alive. You tap into the passions you once had, and you discover new ones. Whether it's painting, gardening, learning a musical instrument, or even something you've always wanted to try but never had the time for, embracing a new chapter in your life is the most empowering thing you can do. Imagine, for a moment, rediscovering that joy you once had when you felt like you could take on the world. Whether it's picking up that paintbrush after years or learning how to dance, you're not just filling your time. You're filling your life with purpose and energy. And here's the best part. When you start living for yourself, doing things that bring you joy, you begin to feel whole again. You stop relying on others for that feeling of being important. You reclaim your independence, your happiness, and your peace. You see, this isn't just about keeping busy. This is about giving yourself the gift of growth. It's about realizing that your life doesn't stop because your children have moved on with theirs. The world is still yours to explore. You still have so much to offer, not just to others, but to yourself. When you begin to pursue your passions, something else happens. Your energy changes. It's no longer a quiet, resigned existence. It's vibrant. It's full. And when that happens, people start noticing. Your children, your family, even friends who haven't seen you in a while will notice the shift. They'll notice the spark that's returned to your life, and they'll admire it. They won't come back out of guilt. They'll come back out of admiration for the life you've built for yourself, the person you've become, and the energy you've created. The real power of this transformation isn't in what you do, but in how it makes you feel. And when you feel good, you naturally draw others toward you. You stop feeling like the person who's been left behind and start becoming the person that others want to be around. So, stop waiting. Reclaim your joy. Fill your life with new experiences, new passions. You'll be amazed at the power that comes from rediscovering the strength that's always been inside of you. Step 3. Communication is key. Express your feelings. There's something about the words we use that can heal or hurt. Too often, when we feel hurt by those closest to us, we let our words reflect that pain. We want to lash out. We want to confront them, ask them why they haven't called, why they've been distant, why they've seemingly forgotten about us. But here's the problem with that approach. When you react out of hurt, all it does is build a wall between you and the people you want to connect with. Instead of using words that blame or accuse, choose words that invite understanding. Express how you feel, not in anger, but with kindness. When was the last time you simply told your children, "I miss you"? When was the last time you said, "I'm thinking about you, and I hope you're doing well"? It may sound simple, but those words, spoken from a place of love, can open the door to connection in a way that anger never will. You don't have to demand attention. You don't have to argue. You don't need to raise your voice to make yourself heard. Just let them know you care. Let them know that you miss them, that you're thinking about them. This is how you communicate with love, with respect. And when you communicate from a place of love, it touches the heart. Now, let's be honest. You might not get an immediate response, and that's okay. It's easy to feel frustrated or discouraged when we don't hear back right away. But remember, the key is in the way you communicate. It's about showing patience, not expecting an immediate reaction. When you speak with respect and vulnerability, your children will be more likely to hear you and respond with empathy. It might take time, but the relationship you rebuild will be stronger and more genuine because it started with respect and understanding. Think about this. When was the last time you reached out with just the intention of connecting, not with the intention of getting something back, but simply to show that you care? When you do that, you invite a conversation, not an argument. And that conversation, that's where healing begins. Step 4, set boundaries. Respect yourself. Respect is not something that comes easily. It's something that has to be earned. And that starts with you. You see, when you constantly say yes to everyone, when you put everyone's needs above your own, you teach those around you that your time doesn't matter. And that, in turn, makes it easier for others to take you for granted. So, what if you started saying no? What if you started setting healthy boundaries? It might feel uncomfortable at first. You might feel guilty. After all, you've spent a lifetime giving to others. But here's the thing. Setting boundaries isn't about being selfish. It's about respecting yourself. It's about showing others that your time, your energy, and your well-being matter just as much as theirs. Imagine, for a moment, saying no without guilt. Saying, I'd love to help, but I have plans, or I need some time for myself today. When you set those boundaries, you're teaching your children that you are someone who values yourself. You're showing them that your life doesn't revolve around them, that your well-being comes first. And by doing that, you teach them to respect you, to appreciate you, and to understand that you have a life of your own. Take a moment and think about how many times you've said yes, even when you didn't feel like it. How many times have you put yourself last? Now, think about how it feels to put yourself first, to protect your own peace, and to prioritize your needs. It feels freeing, doesn't it? It gives you a sense of control over your life again. And the best part? When you start respecting yourself, others will follow suit. They'll begin to understand that you are worthy of respect, that your time is valuable. And when you respect yourself, your children will start to respect you in return. You'll create a healthier, more balanced relationship where both sides feel heard, valued, and appreciated. So stand firm. Set your boundaries. Respect yourself. And watch how that changes everything. Step 5. Financial independence. There's something incredibly powerful about being financially independent. It's a form of freedom that many people overlook, but it's one of the most important ways you can regain your children's respect. Think about it for a moment. If you rely too much on your children for support, you risk becoming a burden, not just to them, but to yourself. You don't want to be the person who constantly asks for help, who struggles financially and creates a sense of obligation for your children. It's a cycle that doesn't help anyone. Instead, what you can do is take control of your financial future. Manage your finances with the same care and attention you gave to raising your children. Save where you can. Invest wisely. Make decisions that will allow you to live comfortably without needing to depend on anyone else. This is not just about securing your future. It's about sending a powerful message to your children that you are capable, that you are strong, that you can take care of yourself. When you manage your own finances, you send a message of self-sufficiency. You show your children that you are not only able to stand on your own 2 feet, but that you value yourself enough to make smart choices. You're teaching them that respect isn't about being taken care of, it's about being responsible, being wise, and being independent. Imagine an elderly couple who, after years of hard work, have saved wisely and now live comfortably. They've downsized their home to a more manageable size, eliminating unnecessary expenses, and have crafted a financial plan that keeps them secure. They have everything they need and more, but they don't rely on their children to provide for them. They don't expect help. Instead, they offer guidance. Over time, their children start to admire their ability to handle their finances, to live on their own terms. And it's not out of obligation. They seek advice. They see their parents as role models. This kind of independence doesn't just improve your life. It improves the way your children see you. Financial independence isn't just a matter of money. It's about dignity. When you handle your finances with care and confidence, you regain your independence. And the respect that comes with it is something that money can't buy. Your children will see you as a person of strength, and over time, they'll appreciate that strength. They might even ask for your advice on financial matters, and that's when you know you've regained the respect you deserve. Step 6. Stay healthy and active. When we talk about health, it's not just about feeling good, it's about living well. Your health is the most valuable asset you have. When you prioritize your health, you send a message to your children, to your friends, to everyone in your life that you value yourself. The stronger and more vibrant you are, the more respect you command from others, including your children. Now, this doesn't mean you have to run marathons or become a fitness expert. It means taking small steps every day to stay active and to eat well. It means prioritizing your well-being so that you can continue to enjoy life and be present in it. When you do this, not only will you feel better, but you'll become the kind of person your children look up to. They'll see you as someone who takes care of themselves, someone who is strong, someone who is vibrant. And that's what inspires respect. Consider the example of a retired doctor who, after leaving the medical field, decides to stay active by practicing yoga and mentoring younger professionals. His body is stronger, His mind is sharper, and he continues to contribute to the world in ways that inspire others. His children see him not as someone who has aged and become dependent, but as someone who has aged with grace and strength. They respect him for his continued commitment to his health and for the wisdom he shares with others. And, more than that, they seek his guidance, not because they feel obligated, but because they admire the way he leads his life. Taking care of your body and mind isn't just for you. It's a way to lead by example. When you stay active, when you make health a priority, you show your children that aging doesn't have to mean slowing down. It's about finding new ways to stay engaged with life. And when you do that, your children will see that respect isn't something that fades with age. It's something that can grow stronger. Step 7. Build a support system. Loneliness is one of the hardest things to deal with as we age. It can make us feel like we have no one to turn to, like we're just waiting for others to take care of us. But here's the thing. You don't have to rely on your children to be your sole source of emotional support. In fact, building a strong support system outside of your children can be one of the most powerful things you can do to regain your independence and self-respect. Think about it. When you're surrounded by friends, by a community, by people who value you, you stop feeling like you're a burden. You stop feeling lonely. You fill that void with positive relationships, with people who care about you, who want to be a part of your life. And here's the thing. When your children see that you're surrounded by people who respect you and enjoy your company, they start to see you differently. They see you as someone who is loved, someone who is valued by others. Take the example of a grandmother who, after years of feeling isolated, decides to join a local book club. She makes new friends, attends social events, and fills her life with meaning. She's no longer sitting alone waiting for a call. She's actively engaged in her community, contributing to others and feeling valued. And when her children see this, they begin to understand something important. They don't have to be the only ones to provide her with support. She has built a rich, fulfilling life for herself, and they respect that. The key lesson here is simple. The happier and more fulfilled you are, the more likely your children will want to reconnect with you. They'll see that you're not relying on them to fill every need, and they'll admire you for it. Building a support system isn't just about avoiding loneliness. It's about showing your children that you are capable of building a rich, independent life, no matter your age. At the end of the day, respect isn't something you can demand. It's something you cultivate through your actions, through the way you live your life. It comes from staying calm, respecting yourself, and building a life full of purpose and fulfillment. You have the power to transform how your children see you, not by waiting for them to make the first move, but by taking charge of your own life. When you focus on your own growth, when you embrace independence, when you live a life of purpose, you set the stage for a deeper, more meaningful relationship with your children. They will see you for who you truly are, a strong, capable individual who doesn't need to be taken care of, but who can offer wisdom, guidance, and love in a way that's both empowering and inspiring. So, don't wait for someone else to change the way things are. Take charge of your life today. Reclaim your independence, your health, your joy, and your peace. When you do, you'll find that the respect and admiration you seek from your children and from the world will follow naturally. Have you ever felt ignored or disrespected by your children? How did you handle it? Share your thoughts in the comment section. And if you agree with the message shared today, type respect in the comment section. Let's start a conversation and support each other in reclaiming the respect and life we deserve.